what she wanted. And he had, and the first thing over her mouth come out of there, she wanted pork. And I said to myself, I said, now she talking about she heard it all the time back here and just laying. You think that about like a mouse. He talking about the meat. He feeding them good, boy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I had to say all is well, because for whoever asking, whoever give it, and whoever receive it, they getting what they asking for.
Yeah, that's right. You don't know why.
Yeah, they don't know why.
They don't know the cause and effect.
Yep. Where the holy instructions say ignorance is no excuse.
That's right.
We know we in pain.
Yeah.
But we ain't tracing it down.
Ain't tracing it down and see what caused.
Right.
See, just like we had to go out there and find that nozzle. I knew I left from there and went that way with it. See?
Right, and that saved a whole bit of time.
Then looking way over
right, we could have been in the whole. We could have been in the whole wrong space with the right idea, just because you was able to trace. And that's how it is. But if many days go by without tracing that original problem, that's how the problem becomes so clouded. Now they don't know where pain comes from because they done clouded it and ignored it since it came from that place, that day, that moment. But we have to be compassionate for our people and making it the best way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so say Sufe, you or me.
It's on y'all. I did Juma Friday.
Okay. We'll give a good, because we coming into the last chapter.
Mm-hmm. Boy, that 45 is beautiful.
Into the principles of action from ancient belief and ancient wisdom. Mm-hmm. Now we should have a whole new viewpoint of life.
That's right.
And that life ain't what society has deemed it to be.
That's right.
And what's glorified on TV was nowhere in this literature.
That's right.
What we see on social media was nowhere in this literature. Mm-hmm. People's behavior, nowhere in this literature. As far as the divine side. Mm-hmm. For the few who is, continue in your good work. Because as it said, few are chosen, but many ignore.
That's right.
So those who are putting in the great divine work, as we are, let's continue in lifting our brothers and sisters in the heavenly and the upper way.
Holy instructions from the prophet Misery. 1. Feeble and insufficient as thou art, O man, and good, frail and inconsistent as thou art in pleasure. Yet there is a thing in which thou art strong and unshaken. Its name is misery.
And we experience that. A lot of us experience that every day.
Yes.
And they become accustomed to that like it's supposed to be. You know. Mm-hmm. And you can adapt to that and become that and want and thank you for to live like that if you ain't careful.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's just like the concept been planted that all the dark skin of people are slaves. See, that's an ugly, wrongful concept.
Right.
See?
It's attaching misery.
Yeah, that's misery
to a people.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be. And there's some young girls that's already experiencing misery and don't really know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not good.
And that's not good. And that comes from a heavy influence of social media.
Yeah.
Because everything on social media creates this little doubt system. Mm-hmm. And that doubt system is all on the side of misery. Mm-hmm. Misery is on the side of pain and suffering.
That's right.
And this is something, as we were speaking about examples earlier, people experiencing pain, mm-hmm. people experiencing anxiety, mm-hmm. people experiencing aggravation. Yeah. These things are akin to misery.
That's right.
They belong to the collection of misery. Mm-hmm. And this is something, as we come into our conclusion on holy instructions mm-hmm. in this manner, that to address the last thing that now the world is facing.
Yeah.
Globally.
Yeah.
Each land people are now experiencing, they don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Their life is not worth.
Yeah.
Life is not worth such living. Mm-hmm. Many societies are just damaged.
Yeah.
Across the global geographical world.
Yeah.
We don't understand unless those people across the world start speaking their truth.
Yeah.
And while we in the glitz and glam over here, mm-hmm. not speaking the truth, they over there speaking the truth.
Yeah.
And saying their system, and their system is basically the same system over here.
That's right.
Promoting ignorance.
Yeah.
And spreading misery.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to understand this is something each individual has to shake off. Mm-hmm. A collective group has inspired to collectively fill the world mm-hmm. and spread the world with filth and misery. Mm-hmm. And want all the people to soak this in and be able to behave in this manner to mm-hmm. say that this is a way of life.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to Harlem shake this off.
Yeah.
Misery.
Mm-hmm. It's just like the not only the Palestinian people is under such misery, you know, and it's being promoted, and we as a country over here, not the peoples of righteousness, but the peoples of evil, they want to support more misery to the Palestinian peoples, and then we as taxpayers and all is facing a lot of misery. And now this is what's going on, and now they giving more money to promote more misery. I think that door might be locked. Okay. And they promote more misery by giving them more money to drop more bombs. See? And this ain't right. And the next thing you know, it's gonna be worldwide, and everybody gonna be them ones who got bombs to drop. They're gonna be dropping them. Yeah.
Yeah. As I moderate,
so oppression. That's what all that brings on.
Please, yeah, please.
That on. Well. I ain't seen that. Wait a minute. That ain't who I'm thinking it is it? Now roll like that. How y'all doing? It's good to see y'all. I ain't seen y'all in a long time. Man, see y'all pro.
Oh, y'all have a great season.
What's up, man? How you
find your seat? Find your place.
Go out here and get some motel.
Yes. Yeah. We got room. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So pleasant to see y'all beautiful faces. Have y'all souls present. Mm-hmm.
Right on in.
Yes, at a good time.
Yes, indeed. How you doing?
How y'all doing? Auntie Shay Reed. Yes. Oh, yes. We're going to slide this over. Give us a moment, please. Readjusting on the airwaves. Yes, please find the compassion. Give us one moment.
Yeah.
How was y'all night?
Good to see y'all.
We're in the first, we're in number 1.
We're on number 2.
On chapter.
Chapter what?
XL, where you see the letter X, you see the letter L, the letter I, and the letter V. And we just finished 1.
And the subject is misery. Boy, we all know how to take some misery. Boy, it's everywhere you turn.
Yeah, it's a screen version on the screen too.
2. It is the character of thy being, the prerogative of thy nature. In thy breast alone it resideth. Without thee there is nothing of it. And behold, what is its source but thine own passion? He who gave thee these gave thee also reason to subdue them. Exert it, and thou shalt trample them under thy feet.
You see what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
See, you already equipped with the tool to solve any problem.
Yeah.
Because when you have divine instruction, ain't no problem. There ain't gonna be no problem. It says he who gave thee these gave these also reason to subdue them. Remember the 3 that we were studying earlier in the class? It was think, reason, and choose. Every day in our life, whatever we do, we think about it before we do it. And then we reason on it. Shall we do it or not? And then after we done reason back and forth, now we choose to do it.
That's right.
Whether it's bad or good.
That's right. ABC.
And we don't want to choose bad because there's a price that we have to pay. Is it going to be now or whenever you get caught? Some of them slick enough to pull the wood.
Oh, yeah.
Might not never get caught.
Hey, that takes some thinking. That's what we're saying. Oh, yes. Can't get away from thinking.
Down the road, you're going to get caught.
For thine entrance into the world, is it not shameful? Thy destruction, is it not glorious? Lo, men adorn the instruments of death with gold and gems and wear them above their garments.
That's them big 2 chains. All them balls. Got that gold, got that diamond, got that glitter. And when you see all that glitter, boy, that makes you want this person because he's shining like a star.
Come on with it.
And boy, now they ain't got just a little small seats I got around my neck. That's what I mean. It ain't just a glitter and gold. But they got them big old chains like a dog. I mean, you see it miles away, and it glitter and it goes. And we think this is the way, and now everybody's after all them things. Once upon a time, I was caught in all that too. And somebody stole 11 years of jury broke in this house right here, took the pillowcase off my pillow, like they knew which side I slept on. And they got all the jury I had, and all that jury I brought my wife. And I didn't buy no cheap jewelry because I didn't believe in giving my wife no cheap jewelry. Nothing but the best that I could afford. We stole it all. I never could get it back. Yeah. And I tracked them down right over there, all the way over to my kinfolk's house. To the back door. Yeah, my kinfolk broke in my house. And there was 2 persons, 2 males. Yeah. So you have to be careful. In the city, people steal cars. You got a fancy car, they'll steal it. I mean, they rob you if you got a pocket full of money. They'll kill you for your money. The naughty money is more important than the life. How can money? It can't speak. It's a piece of paper, and yet people would take a life for that money. See what I have up there, and it comes from right up there in the heart.
Five.
He's spoken.
Right. Sex at the perfect time.
Get him out of there where he can see everything. Back on. How you been doing, man? You been doing okay? Come on.
5. He who begetteth a man hideth his face, but he who killeth 1,000 is honored.
Ooh. K.O.S. Me being within the military once. Understand this thoroughly. They cheer and they give awards for kills.
That's right.
For taking a life.
That's right.
That we deem precious for money.
See?
So these are individuals that are evil. And they will take your life for what we call paper.
That's right.
How they say, let me get that paper.
Yep.
They take lives for them. And they award you, they applaud you for kills. For ranks, correct.
Yeah.
And here comes the hierarchy.
And medals and all that.
Medals.
That's what the
Yeah.
Purple Heart is.
That's right.
So a Purple Heart
and you get shot, they give you a Purple
is that,
Heart.
and
That's for war.
That's for war.
That's for being within war.
And they just passed a bill. It was $75 billion, and the poor folks can't get nothing. We the taxpayers. And now they gave Ukraine, all that $75 billion went to 3 countries. It went to Ukraine, Israel, and let's see who else. Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. Ain't that a kick in there? And check this out. People in the United States at the college were protesting against that and the war. College students. Guess what they did? They locked them up for doing that. Because they say that was wrong. See, if we see wrong and look the other way, that ain't no good.
oh, he will. He will.
We're supposed to stand for truth, not wrong doing. So if we practice that and go along with that, we're going to become part of that. Don't that make sense?
That's right.
So if you kick against that, then they got something to say. At my job back in 1990, I was telling the people on the job what was right and wrong. Did you know they called me on the intercom and had me to come to the office? And I was doing a good job, and I was wondering on the job, I was wondering what they could want, you know. Last break, never forget it. And they called me in the office, and the guy who owned all the company, he came from up north, down south. And him and the former who ran the plant, they was talking with me about that right there. And they threatened me to lay me off and get rid of me. I told them it's no problem. I'll be the first one to walk through the door. It didn't matter, because I was going to keep speaking the truth. I was the first one, get through the door. They didn't raise me because I knew I could still live and make it. Look where we at, you know. But most folks, if you tied up and in debt, you can't just, you got to take that and do just what they said till you get your bill paid and all. But see, most all mine was already paid up. Everything I got paid for. So I ain't got to take no stuff off nobody. And that's a position you want to put yourself in. Look at that pretty hair. I mean, like that. Tell me to put a straightening comb in. Miss Miller. You want to go? You got anything to go?
6. Know thou, notwithstanding, that in this is error. Custom cannot alter the nature of truth, neither can the opinion of man destroy justice. The glory and the shame are misplaced. There is but one way for a man to be produced. There are 1,000 by which he may be destroyed.
See that?
That's a
1,000 ways.
One way. 1,000 ways.
Can anybody think of the one way that everybody is produced? Open to anyone.
What's the question? The one way that.
Because that's a good, it say there's but one way for a man to be produced. Number 7.
Yeah.
I was giving us a good
How did you get it?
Oh, wow. Well, from my understanding, I would assume that I got here. Well, let's not assume because they got all these AI ways to produce nowadays.
Good point.
IVF and test tube babies and stuff like
Right.
that.
Right on.
If I had to assume prior to that, I would believe that I was naturally conceived by a man and a woman.
Oh, wow.
Right on, bro.
Wow. I think we should confirm that's how we all get, right?
Right.
At least for the oldest. So that is the one way.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes through respect of the father and the mother.
Mm-hmm.
And so we all have to respect those who come before us.
That's right.
It's a lot of people in this world born before us
That's right.
and after us,
That's right.
but we all born the same way.
That's right.
Now, how we lead depends on the way of our life.
Mm-hmm.
If we hang around good people, we'll pick up good habits,
That's right.
good attitudes,
Mm-hmm.
which lead to a good way of life,
Right.
supported by good teachers. But if we go the opposite way, we choose bad people, then we're going to pick up bad habits and bad associates. And then we ain't going to have no good time, because bad friends don't have good time. So, but it's up to us to choose, as the great elder said earlier. We're going to have to think, because we will be influenced in this life.
Yeah.
We will have to remember what mother and father said.
Mm-hmm.
And we will have to choose, because we individuals.
Yeah. And I like to say to all the children who's in school, I had a son that quit school. That wasn't our intention. We raised him to go to school and learn. But guess what? He got with his friends and all of them quit. And he wanted to do just what they did, and he went right out the back door behind them. Y'all see what I'm talking about? So you gotta be careful who them friends are. Because they will absolutely mess you up, make your life miserable.
We have some, because we like to call these people our friends, even though we have not known them as long as we wish
Should
we had.
have, right?
Yes, man.
That's
We
right.
should have, but we like to call people friends just
Yeah.
because we feel like we have certain commonalities with them.
That's
And
right.
sometimes those friends can very much be envious
That's right.
or jealous
That's
of
correct.
what you may have that they may not have. And they
That's
can
right.
purposely lead you in a not straight path.
That's
Oh,
right.
that's Lord.
That's correct.
Yes.
Because back to what y'all was saying about, what they were saying about one way for a man to be produced, but number 6, it was saying custom cannot alter the nature of truth.
Mhm.
And like she was saying, they got all the different things now where you can just
Test tubes.
test to maybe
Artificial
Yeah, artificial.
It's crazy.
Yes, egg conveyance. Like,
but what's natural?
Right.
What's natural that can't be altered.
Mhm.
Either way, it's gonna always be an alternate version. It won't be true
That's right.
or real. You know what's actually real.
that's a good point. Have y'all seen AI before?
Ooh, I know
Have
y'all experienced AI
have y'all experienced AI?
Artificial.
What's that?
or
Artificial intelligence.
artificial reality.
In games, yeah. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's like really everywhere.
Yeah.
Remember we used to say what's on TV ain't real.
Yeah.
Same for AI. They make it look colorful. They make it look fast, and it's looking interesting. But just know for yourself, just as you keep growing older and you watch it, anything that change is not real. The sun ain't never changed. As y'all see, as you grow older,
Yes,
the sun gonna stay the same, rising and setting on y'all beautiful selves. But the world and things will change inside of it. So y'all gonna have to learn how to face these things and rise above them and contemplate your own feelings. Because this is where it's gonna start on the inner world, not the exterior, the external. Everything gonna begin internal.
Social media is a great example. We like to think that what we see on social media is real, but a lot of it is, what's the word, where you over exaggerate it. Like a lot of things are over exaggerated, or I like to say, when it comes to social media, people always are going to put on their best front. They're not going to show their mistakes and their flaws. They're going to put on the best version of themselves. That's where all this, prime example, AI filters.
Oh, good point. Yeah, we got to mention all this.
That's not what you look like, unaltered or natural or that. Like they got so many things nowadays where you can have green screens and you can look like you're somewhere that you're not. Like that's all artificial.
Yes, that's all artificial.
It's not real.
Yeah.
People don't like. We typically are embarrassed about our flaws and things that we deem not perfect or not perfect in society. So we like to doctor ourselves up and pretty ourselves up, and not just image wise, but that can be personality, that can be internal, that can be all type of things.
Right.
So I feel like that's a good example of what's not real, because it's like outside of that. Do you know those people? Like, do you know these people that you call your friends? You know these influencers? Like, are you there with them on a daily basis when they decide to in that camera?
Right.
Like, are they the same person off camera that they are?
That's right. That's right. Beautiful. Oh yes, we own it. We popping. We popping.
There is no praise or honor.
We need it.
Oh no.
Oh, we need it.
There is no praise or honor to him who gives being to another, but triumphs in empire are the rewards of love.
See? Every time they go out and conquer and take somebody's land, what happened? Y'all heard the old cowboy and the Indian story over here in North America. The Indian was on the land. The immigrants came, or they call them pilgrims, and they came, scoped it out, plotted, planned, and took the land. And did y'all know the Sufian said that no one is a slave unto any other man, that's woman or man. This country, first president had many slaves. Second president had many slaves. Look at the wrongdoing that they've been doing all this time. And guess what? There'd be a statue of them as their heroes. And you can go all over the United States and see statues of them. See? This is wrong. And then had audacity to write in the book. And the Bible said that we shall be a slave unto another person in a foreign land. That's not true. That's not so. I just told you nobody is a slave. So how are you going to come and write and say that we shall be a slave for 400 years and be afflicted? Oh yeah, this is in the Bible. Who wants to be a slave unto anybody? If Allah wanted us to be a slave, we'd have been a slave right from the get-go. A slave don't think, nor reason, nor chooses. He has to do just what the masters say. That ain't freedom. And this white supremacy want this to be a way of life. Not under my boot, not under my watch. I won't have it. No. That's why I'm where I'm at now. Because I'm not gonna go along with it. Yes, sweet baby.
So 9. Yeah. He said,
He forget it.
Good character. Beautiful character. Yeah.
Yet he who has many children have many blessings.
Look at this.
Brother Devil.
Shout out to Brother Devil.
Right.
Brother Hale.
Yeah, shout out.
Hey, see what y'all got.
Ryan, Nate Lundy, yes, Nalia.
Yes,
Let's go.
Ain't that beautiful?
Let's go. Raw, I was coming raw.
Yeah.
I didn't forget.
That's nice.
Yes, I was coming. I was working my way around. Someone came before you now. I had to give the respect. Yes.
And he who hath taken away the life of another shall not enjoy his own. Yeah, my mother called me 4 o'clock this morning expressing that my little cousin had prom this weekend and they had a party after prom. One little girl got shot and killed, 16. Another one, my cousin's friend got shot in the face. He's in the hospital.
Come on.
And somebody else got injured.
And what age?
This is high school.
This is high school?
See?
So yeah. Prom.
Prom. This for prom.
After prom.
After prom.
So yeah.
You see?
This was just last night.
It's dangerous out there, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It sure is.
Coming from the children. You think this should be going on in their school?
After prom.
They know how to choose, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They know that's not right.
Mm-mm. Now, all you have is sadness. The people whose daughter was shot or whoever got injured, they love their children.
Right.
They didn't want their children to be injured. And then it hurts the ones who are the parents. When they hurt, everybody hurts.
Everybody.
See? It ain't just you. If the children do something, guess what? You ain't the only one gonna be hurting. The parents, the father and the mother gonna be hurting too because they love you. See? We have what they call feeling, emotion, all this stuff.
And now it's getting to the point where, depending on how young, like I know once you hit 18, they try you as an adult, depending on what your actions are. But if you're a little bit younger than that, I'm guessing maybe 15-ish and up, depending on what you do, they're starting to make the parents responsible.
Sure is.
Like I think that story about the child that I can't remember what he shot up, but they were trying to charge the parents now.
Yeah, they got them.
I think they did charge them.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
That's
They were selling it.
All the parents being held responsible. It's
That's
like,
right.
So yes.
They know their child was unstable and they went and got him a AK-47. Now you know the parents. No, he was already a little unstable.
Right.
And went and got him a rifle, guns and all that. They need to put him in prison. Whoa. Feel that vibration?
That's very
It's going to start with the parents really checking their own children. Because, I mean, we talking about gun control and all of this, making laws. But the parents, your child is at your house. There has to be signs. There has to be something going on that's showing you they got guns, they into violence, they into games. We got to start it at the house. We got to nip that in the bud at the house.
Yeah.
Gotta go checking everything when they come in and out. Bootlegs. Like I know I was part of a household where, as long as you were a minor, there wasn't quote unquote a whole lot of privacy going on.
Right.
Like we wasn't paying no bills, so what privacy we needed.
Right.
So it's like these phones, these tablets. Like we as parents, we have the rights to check those. We need to check those because
that's right.
I don't feel like children understand that we're not checking to be nosy. We're checking for protection because there's some evil out here in the world, and while you think everybody behind the screen is all friendly, people got some bad motives.
Right.
They set you up to hurt you, and we don't want. Because like you said, when y'all hurt, we hurt.
We hurt. There you go.
Like we don't want nothing to happen to y'all.
Yes.
Yeah. And all the children, they smart enough to go on that internet, man. And I mean, that's a dangerous place for our children to be rambling around because there's a lot of evil and poison out there on it. And you can tap in or tune in, and man, and your parents sleep, and you just sitting there looking at it. Guess what? When them eyes see it, they record it. And you got it.
At one point it was on YouTube, like even with stuff like YouTube, because it's not always just the internet. It's TV too. I think on YouTube it was a show that was camouflaged to be child friendly, but like if you watched long enough,
you see it.
It started like having scary messages like, "Oh, when your parents go to sleep, turn the oven on and keep it on." It was like weird stuff.
Wait a minute.
Yes, like
bad teaching.
it was like telling
Wow.
you to run the gas stove while your parents sleeping, do this and do that. So it was like teaching children to like harm themselves and the family. But of course, you know, when a parent, we watch something like, "Oh, you watching some kid friendly."
You look the other way.
But no, you gotta watch long enough and pay attention to see what your children are watching. Because again, people have the most wicked ways of putting something out there, and they get strategic about how to go about it. So yeah.
Beautiful. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
We need to let it be known. Hey, we live. Hey, we need to let it be known.
That's right.
For the children. The only thing I can say, because it's like they have, like you said, they have strategic ways of bringing it up. It's something internally that's telling you it's right.
Right.
You pull it up, you see it, you might say, "I know I'm supposed to be looking at this." You're gonna have to know how to govern yourself because, like she said, they put it in every which way. It might be an ad pop up. It might be anything coming up. Y'all got to know how to exit out of it, get off of it when it's time to put down the phone. You done scrolled enough.
Yeah.
You feel yourself just to be very strategic.
That's right.
If you're gonna be scrolling for, because you're now searching for knowledge.
That's a great point.
You now want to know, so you're going to go find that knowledge. You feel what I'm saying? These things.
To piggyback off that, I feel like if you're watching something or if you have a habit of doing something, and you know it takes you to a place of where, like you said, it's you and you get to the point where you feel like you can't go out. That's an indication that, okay, this is too much.
Right.
Like, if it's taking over me, and I no longer have control over me,
There you go.
this is not beneficial to me.
There you go.
So I might need to just push it back completely or limit it. Like,
Right. Limit
certain things like that. Like, if we just, finding out that we caring about that before ourselves, that constantly cannot be good for you. To me, I call that a habits.
Yeah.
It's a bad habit. We don't want to want bad habits.
or addiction.
Yeah, that's the word, addiction is correct.
Because a lot, that's from watching when I was growing up, the younger generation that was under me, my family, they was always into the tablets, the internet, looking at stuff. And then I used to say to my mother, I'm like, hey, y'all might want to limit because it's addicted. Now, 20 years old, that's all they do. In their 20s, they got children and all.
Won't even look.
Look, addiction is real. So y'all better limit yourself, like you said. It's up to you
Yeah.
on what you to choose, like you like the greater to be saying. Okay.
Okay.
While the savage cursed the birth of his son and blessed the death of his father, do he not call himself a monster? The greatest, oh, it's a question we all want to answer. So people. The greatest of all human ills is sorrow.
I'm sorry.
Too much of this thou art born into, and it by thy own perversities.
Right there. How many times have we heard the word sorry?
Sorry.
Or said sorry?
Yeah. I'm sorry I did it.
That word sorry comes from the word sorrow.
Yeah.
Sorrow is a bad energy,
It is.
bad attitude. If you want to ruin your day, with sorrow, it would ruin your day. It says this is the greatest. That means when we are very lazy in our own actions and our thinking, we become sorrowful. A person don't have to say sorry. They already have compassion for that not happening, and the love of the foresight. So this is what we want to understand, is that any negativity that's pushed upon us by anything external, we still have to pervert ourselves. My head turned into a banana. To say, hey, I am a banana head. When we're talking about energy, people will say things, but you have to learn you are not what people say. You are what you say. And what you say about yourself is the final word.
I had realized that other people's words had too much of an influence on my life.
Yeah, I said you right in my head.
Like,
So we connected. We all connected.
I was saying this recently too. I just said that to him recently. Did I not?
Yes, we
Yes. Because I was just like, I shouldn't even care. You know, it's not that I don't care. It's not that I don't care. It's that I know what I know about myself. If I know myself, then whatever they're saying, it's not true. You know, absolute truth is what you know.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's just the end of it.
trying to prove that what other people were saying about me was not true. I was overexerting my stuff, and I'm like, you know what I'm done trying to prove that what you say not true. I know it's not true. So I'm gonna focus on what I believe about myself.
We bring sorrow upon ourselves. We add on to the sorrow by thinking.
And I can't tell y'all when I was in school that how many neighbors I've been off of it was me and one other guy of all the children at the school. A guy named John Phil, I'll never forget it. And boy, they gave me, they call us Sambo, targeters, my own people. And the ones who were light skinned and a little lighter, oh boy, they gave you a fit. And wasn't nobody back there to stop them, y'all. How about now they call them bullies now, and you can't be doing all that. But once upon a time, school boy, they was having a rodeo.
You said that word bully, because things going on that we really don't know about, but
bully.
Cyber bullying to physical bullying in the younger schools.
Yeah.
The fact that children are quote unquote suicide. Like, where
is they getting that from?
Yeah. TV and listening to them. That's where they getting it from. Music. All that.
How about y'all? Y'all have not experienced any
bullies?
Y'all heard of the word bully, right? Have y'all experienced it?
Yeah.
Maybe you see.
You want to speak on that next? No. Okay.
No.
It's okay.
Oh, somebody bullied him?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Okay.
See that?
And so it's real. That's what we want to know, that it's real.
Yeah.
It happens.
And let them know when somebody doing that.
Right.
So we can put a stop to it.
Yeah. Go to an authority. Mm-hmm.
Because see, that's just somebody forcing that thought that we're saying. It's always subtly people gonna be saying this or that. You might hear it in the grapevine, but then he has somebody right in his face, or anybody trying to be right in your face, trying to bully you. That's when you really gotta stand on knowledge yourself. Okay? No matter what they say.
I'm glad you saying
now
that.
it's time to speak it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know yourself. You know whatever they saying or doing is not that.
That's right.
That's when you need to stand on it.
That's right.
In the truth.
I'm glad you said that. For boys, space. When it comes to boys on boys interaction, space.
Mm-hmm.
Always stay just 6 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your space. Don't get close to no. Just have your own personal space. And for our don't let no one touch.
That's right.
It's off limits.
That's right.
Yell, scream loud as you can.
That's right. That's right.
In a situation that feels uncomfortable.
Feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Do not hold it within your mind.
That's right.
Express it out to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom cries out.
You're right.
That's definitely important to keep on. I think a lot of times intimidation is used to mute and silence. Definitely, if you feel uncomfortable, get out of the situation. As you said, use your voice, like you said, be vocal.
Be vocal and move. That's what you
Number 12.
Grief is natural to thee and is always about thee. Pleasure is a stranger and visits thee by time. Use well thy reason, and sorrow will be cast behind thee. Be prudent, and the visits of joy shall remain long. Every part of thy sorrow, but few and narrow are the paths that lead to delight. Pleasures can be omitted only simply, but pains rush in 1,000 at a time. As the blaze of straw fadeth as soon as it is kindled, it becomes of it. Sorrow is frequent. Pleasure is rare. Pain come of itself. Delight must be purchased. Grief is unmixed. But joy wanted not its alloy of bitterness. As the sound is less perceived, the lightest melody. So the highest joy touches us less deep than the smallest sorrow. We are in love with anguish. We often fly from pleasure. He infinitely happy. When we are in love with anguish, we often fly from pleasure. When we purchase it, cost it not more than its action is the business of man. It is not in mercy that sorrow is allotted unto us. Man foreseeth the evil that the thought of affliction woundeth deeper than the affliction itself. Think not of thy pain, but when it is upon thee, and thou shalt avoid what most hurt thee. He who weepeth before he needeth, weepeth more than he needeth. And why? But that he loveth weeping. The stag weepeth not till the spear is lifted against him, nor do the tears fall till the hound is released him. Man anticipated death by the apprehension of it, and the fear is greater misery than the event itself. Be always prepared to give an account of thine action, and the best death is premeditated.
We're gonna take the next shot of lunch. Girls. Yes, readers.
Make them say you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's all tonight.
Asiatic nations.
Listen, this where we living at now. This lesson here. All of them beautiful. Pacific. This is where we live at, what they call North America.
All right, let's start with number one. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America need to higher self and lower self. This is the uniting of the Holy Korean Quran of Mecca for teaching and instructing all Moorish Americans the key of civilization in the hands of the Asian
nations, the Moorish, who were ancient Moabites, and the founders of the holy city of Mecca. The Egyptians, who were the community
Heights.
and a direct descendant of Zim, the Arabians, the seed of Hagar, Japanese and Chinese, the Hindus of India, the descendants of the ancient Canadians, Canaanite entities, from the land of Canaan, the ancient nations and countries in North, South, and Central America, the Moorish, American, and Mexicans, and North America, Brazilians, Argentinians, and Chileans, in South America, Colombians, Nicaraguans, and the natives of San Salvador. Central America, etc. All of these are Muslims. The Turks, Turkey, the Turks are the true descendants of Hagar, who are the chief protectors of the Islamic creed of Mecca, beginning from Muhammad the founder of the Uniting of Islam, by the men of the great universal God Allah.
Man, how is it? How is it? Man, I have trouble pronouncing this. I'm 73. Man, that's outstanding. That's good. That's very good. So now we know that what we've been hearing is not true. For an example, we've been called Negro, niggers, coons, many.
What you heard? What have y'all heard?
American, Black American, black and white. In this country over here, they done set up a color America. Don't you always hear now the color of the skin? They'll say black, white, brown, yellow. We are not crayons. He just read it. Who we are. And it's telling you, but if you ain't careful, you'll pick that old bad habit up and that bad practice, and then here you are. Who am I? I'm Negro. Who am I? I'm black. Every paper that you go to fill out a job, they have that on there, even when you vote.
Just now, and the reason I feel like they just not doing that is because they've been caught out to be able to discriminate, but they're just now. It depends, giving you the option to choose. I choose not to disclose, or
That's right.
I do not want to disclose.
Yeah.
Because before you had to pick something, like you had to either Hispanic, non-Hispanic, black, white, and all the other ones or other, but they finally get to the point of where you can choose. I choose not to disclose. I choose not to disclose. But even doing that, that filters your application. Right. It's not gonna get looked at because if that's white, it's probably not.
Right. And I know for a fact that I ain't never seen a white man. I've seen an albino, something close. I mean, he was right at the doorstep. But look at me. They say I'm black. I'm gonna put my hand upside that right there. This black.
That's what I'm saying.
This This is a tone, man.
It's funny.
All of it.
And I'm not embarrassed to share this, but it's a perfect example. When I was younger, I remember I was being babysat, and it was a conversation I had with my sister. So my sister is 3 years older than me, and we were talking about complexions because when you're younger, you start to colors and then, so I remember she was trying to tell me that I was black. She's like, "You're black," and I literally did the same thing. I had like a white piece of paper and I had like a black piece of paper. I'm like, "Well, I don't look black, but I don't look good." So like, I'm not black, but I'm not like I'm closer to black, but I'm not black. And I'm almost a white because back then I did think that I felt like I was black, but I was confused. Like I was like, I'm black, but I'm not black. Right. But I'm not white. So where am I? So yeah, I do remember having a conversation with my sister, and I was confused. I really was. I'm like, well, that makes sense to me. Right. Because he was comparing my complexion to these colors.
Right. Well, see, that's the psychology that they grab us from kindergarten all the way to college. High school and we had a sister that used to come to the class. She was from Gambia. And she didn't hear nothing about no black and white until she came over here. They said they don't call themselves over there black. They call them whatever they nationality is. See? And see, and over here, they got a painting of black and white. This is where white supremacy comes in at, see? And I had a European tell me, he said, "Man, look, we ain't white. That's just an old saying." See, if anything, we more pale. White. See? So be careful how we hear these words and they become instilled in us, in our mind, in our heart. And so we got to be extreme. And guess what the Sufians say? The best learning and the best teaching starts at the home. Not the church, not the school, but it starts at home. I'm going to tell you the truth. I taught my son well, both of them. Well, guess what? I got a phone call from the schoolhouse. Even during Christmas time. And they said that Charles Reed wouldn't sing the song Santa Claus Coming to Town. He knew better. Raise him up with those lies. For me, he was the only student that stood out. I said, hold on a moment. I got my Bible. Told her where to go and look in the Bible. And it says it right there in the Bible. We don't do that. We get. And then she apologized to me and my son. She took the song. See? This is if you start out wrong. If you start out the wrong way, there's two truths. A wrong truth and a right truth. You start out with the right truth, man, you're going to be good to go. You're going to be good to go. And this is what we're trying to do, get people starting out on the right. Like, your right shoe on first. Just like that. Then the left shoe on second. Start out right. See? And when you start out right, you're going to end up right. See? And I know for a fact, if you don't have the right knowledge, you ain't a fool. They were trying to make one, he had the right knowledge, and we wouldn't go nowhere. See, this is what I'm talking about. So if you don't teach your children, guess who else gonna teach you? person that they go into. And that might not be good news, though. Because I believe in hocus pocus and Santa Claus and all this stuff. And one big lie was told right from the get-go, and guess what? I believed it. They said that Columbus discovered this country of North America. They documented that in the book and documented for it to be the absolute truth. All that stuff till I find out better. I'm 73, but the last 13 years, I've been unlearning that what I had learned, getting rid of it, and learning the right thing now. See, it took a while. But see, y'all young children, y'all young. See, y'all got time to get it right. All the them become elders. You look at their condition, they've been molded a certain way. And once your thought and all you just like a concrete block. You can't shake it. And this is what's going on. So all of y'all in good company, y'all got a wonderful father who knows what he's talking about. And your mother, and all your, and I guarantee you, good things are happening. And you can always come to that door right there if you ever need something to talk with all the children. You ever need something, you can always come to that front door right there and knock on it. And you'll get something by being obedient. That's what it's all about.
It's love.
Just a quick question.
Go ahead.
Have you all experienced going to school where they try to pin you against one another? Whether like you said, light skin versus dark skin or anything along that line?
Smarter and dumber.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a master to other slave masters to separate us as a people. So we wouldn't be in unification. We wouldn't be unified. They want to separate you, light skins from the dark skins. House individuals from the rich level.
Yes,
Yes, I wanted to know that. I've never experienced that because I know it happened within this. Why you don't do that? Oh, I don't eat pork. My family is eating pork and beans. No, good brother, I don't eat that. So it's one of those things to where now I understand fully. Because you taught me right foot on first and left foot, which your father just told you. You taught me. I don't know if you remember. That's why I asked that. Okay. Look, he told me that. This is in
you always give it how it was given to you.
This is elementary. So that's been coming from teaching from a younger age.
Yeah. And I would like to say this is that once upon a time, did y'all know that I wasn't allowed to go in the same building with the white folks? And when I used to come up, it was whites only. And then they wouldn't say black, but they had color folks. You go back and watch a lot of them movies back then. I wasn't good enough. That's what they said. And when we went in, if the white folks in that building, you didn't go in the front door. You came in the back door and you was in another room. We had to live like this, y'all, for many years. And another thing, we wasn't allowed to read nor write. They ain't kick against y'all to do it up as a teenager. Where were y'all when I needed when they said no child left behind? Man, I was ran over. Not only left behind, but ran over. See? So, different times in life, different moments in life. Take the truth, Plant it in your heart. Plant it in your mind, your soul, and your spirit. Because after everything's said and done, and you take your last breath and you out of here, guess what? The soul, the spirit is still alive. It ain't going down in the grave with the body. It's still alive. Still alive. Boy, he could be walking on that. Yeah, he ready to go now. Boy, he know how to slide and scoot.
Yeah, slide. Yeah, he can crawl. He can slide.
Just
He
do
says cuckoo.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
That colorism is still very much alive and present.
It sure is.
They still use that to try to separate.
They do. They do. Because they just start letting the dark skinned people on TV. It was all light skinned. The one that you were light skinned, they didn't let dark skinned people on because that wasn't good at all. We still got a ways to go, But now, what I like to know is if someone will deny me to read and write in the building, is that a form of hatred and ugliness? And this the people that were carrying the Bible. I remind y'all that these people were carrying Bibles and crosses around their neck, and they were saying in the name of God and Jesus Christ. And still do that to me. What's going on here? I asked my mother, Mama, we was at the courthouse, and it was right there, had it in there too. And I went to go to the water fountain to get me a drink of water. And she said, you can't go. I said, Mama, why? I want me a drink of water. I see him gone. He said, for white folks. Now I need a drink of water too. But I couldn't get there. So what I do, thirst to death until I get home. This is what we up against, y'all. And hatred is still there now. Don't y'all drop your guard. Yeah, it's still. Now we next chapter saying the beginning of Christianity. Now this is gonna be interesting because there are billions of Christians.
Ryan, you up for to bring them skills.
Just had a little conversation.
Bring them skills.
Yes, indeed.
Question.
You say America?
No, crucified Jesus of Nazareth for seeking to redeem his people from under the Roman yoke and law.
When you go into further, I want to bring something out. If you see the word municipal court, and you see that all over America, when you see the word municipal, that means Rome, y'all. That means Rome. And what Jesus said, he said, you do as the Romans do. But the gold is made of Roman numbers, and it's Roman everywhere. And you see where the first Christian was called and founded at, see? And now it's made its way over here. The Roman yoke. You know what a yoke is? They used to put that thing around a slave, around our people's neck. A yoke. And it's got a little hook. They used to put it on cows too. And then the reason they put it on a cow because the cow was bad about jumping out and getting out. Catch the hook up in the fence. And that's why they had them on cows and all, but wasn't no need to put that around my neck. I mean, they didn't put that on my physical, but mental yoke. around the neck. It's really
And before you begin it, you read it so beautiful.
yeah.
Please continue to emphasize that what the church is founded upon, not only is it founded in Rome, but it's also founded on murder. It's just let us know that every church is founded on the murder of Jesus of Nazareth. It's something that we're not told. We told in he died for our salvation, not murdered by the people who brought the church and the book of the church. These things is not what he died for. He didn't die for the church and the book. That's right. He died for the people. And this is what we want to understand why we got many churches around. I mean, all the states.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been across to Cali and you see churches galore.
Yeah.
Georgia, churches galore.
Yeah.
Louisiana, churches galore. Yeah. Where you from, sis? Is it churches galore?
Church galore.
I mean, churches galore.
It's even different type of churches like that.
Right, we ain't got to the different types of churches yet.
That's where all the founders come in. Yeah.
Yes.
You notice that the church will show you the crookedness going on there. They don't have to pay no taxes. The moment you come out of there, stop there in the store, you be taxed to death. Now see, but they don't be taxed for spreading lies. All them churches was back there when they had some ain't right because they were going to church on Sunday and lynching might be right after they get out of church. So let's not get caught up in that now. Because just like my son said, that ain't the purpose of Jesus. And who would want to kill Jesus anyway? He was restoring the blind sight, raising the dead, making the lame walk. Man, look like you would want to keep him around because if anybody got a problem, and I wouldn't let if I was president, anybody can do all that. Yeah, see? But that's what's going on.
And that's why the church, we were just saying, so many churches. If so many churches are around, shouldn't it be love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice? But instead, it's murder.
Sure is.
Scandal.
Yeah. That's right.
And that's how Jesus was murdered, through a scandal.
Sure.
If we read the text with me,
yeah,
this is how we understand the situation. The church wasn't never founded for our salvation. That was killed to now what we in today call colorism or racism. This is what Jesus was denying.
Yeah.
But he was hung, or the noose was put around his neck.
Yeah.
Same of the South, especially, was rape, pillage, and hung. We don't know how far our ancestors back died from this Christianity.
That's right.
Remember, this was not something we accepted at the beginning.
Yeah.
This thing was forced, beat, and tortured and put into your mind.
Yeah.
And now the image of Jesus is what? It's not us.
That's right.
We was told that it looked at like that nation of people, whoever came.
Right.
Just yesterday, basically when that magazine was like, "Is that Jesus?" Because it was a Time magazine.
Yeah.
Some magazine.
Yeah.
And I corrected that. No.
As the title, of course, man. Roman man.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so
But I did want to make one more comment because we were talking about churches. It wasn't until I moved to Georgia when I realized or even learned about mega churches being a thing. Because being from Cleveland, there was no mega church. So like when I got here, and I learned what a mega church was, and it's like these mall-looking churches and pastors is driving these fancy luxury cars and living in these mansions, and the service itself seemed like a concert. It was different.
Wow.
It was different. Wow. And to even learn, like, as you get older, that those the biggest scandals churches of them all.
Mm-hmm.
So was it the one recently put in jail? Was it touching the children?
Yeah,
It was black. It was black.
was black.
Eddie something.
Eddie Long. Oh, yeah.
He was a very popular church man, and the whole time was messing with the children behind closed doors.
And did we not know that this Christianity gives them the right to do that? It's why they take advantage of women and children.
Yeah.
Because when you understand how Christianity was formed, it was formed on bad teachings.
That's right.
These teachings is for you to condemn yourself.
Yep.
Every person is now taking on a lifestyle that glorifies death.
That's right.
Original sin was never the beginning of anybody's beginnings.
That's right.
We didn't need no middleman to save us from any sin. We was already clean and pure.
Right.
Someone who was clean and pure was killed by someone non-divine.
That's right.
Dirty and filthy.
That's right.
And they created a text to sanctify their filthiness.
Mm-hmm.
Presidents, you mentioned earlier about military. Is that for peace or is that for destruction?
Destruction. Yeah.
The president, he owns the military.
He writes off.
He's the commander.
He's the commander-in-chief.
That's
right.
And he's the commander-in-chief, and he takes an oath on a book to give him authority to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
And that book of authority is the same book that murdered Jesus. Now, if y'all know, they don't reveal the true image of Jesus from the Russian. So everybody been known this whole time that the people of America are the children of the Creator.
Mm-hmm.
They came over here with the church, and today they with the church.
Mm-hmm.
You can leave the church, but you won't leave out your mind until you got study.
Mm-hmm.
It's so heavily conceived, like you said. Our children thinking that's Jesus still.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, this is passed down.
That's right.
So it's still a long way from being corrected, because
Mm-hmm.
we don't know nothing
Mm-hmm.
until we get into the truth and understand what our beautiful sister Naraya is reading to us. As we continue on number 2.
Jesus himself was of the line of the ancient Canaanites and Moabites and the inhabitants of Africa,
Real good.
seeking to redeem his people in those days from the pressure of the pale-skinned nations of Europe, who crucified him according to their law.
All right, stop right there, Mama. Now, it don't get no clearer than that. From the pale skin, pale nation of Europe. And where did the pale skin come out of? Europe. Huh? That ought to tell you something here. Oh, and by the way, I read earlier in my study that the Catholic Church is over churches, and the Catholic Church was in on the slave trade. They were slave runners, and they were doing that behind the church to cover up. And Catholic Church come out of where? Rome. That's the Vatican. And that's why everybody don't know this. Being inaugurated over here in America, where you gotta go? Gotta go to headquarters. Y'all seen Ball and Michelle went over there? Everybody goes there. And when the Pope come over here, what they do? They bow down to him. I've seen out my own eyes. I didn't do it. I've seen out my own eyes, Europeans, and people look like us, were getting the ground like he was Jesus Christ. And they were bowing down to him. I've seen that with my own eyes. I said, my Lord, what a brainwash.
And let's bring some attention to how the murder happened. Crucified. When we say crucified, do we know what that means?
Oh, yeah.
That means not just hung.
That's right. Slow down.
And slow death, yes. Not just torture, dripped out, but we talk about just like a steak where they say they want it running.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about. Crucified is a euphemism, meaning a more positive word than saying kill and eat as a human being. This is the eating. They call this cannibal or Cain and Abel. Cannibalism. The crucified, if you was in ancient times and you had to eat, you were crucified animal. Crucified animal means drive a stake or a stick from the rear end of the anus through the mouth.
Goodness gracious.
And you put them on the rotisserie. Put them on the fire. And it's a cross.
Look at it.
And so that's for eating purposes. So now when you join on a ritual called the Eucharist, this is take this bread is for my body. Take this wine is my blood. If you do not eat this, you are not mine.
Yeah.
This is the ritual of what they did to him called the Last Supper. Who was the Last Supper? He was the Last Supper.
That's right.
This is what we have to understand why like steaks bloody.
Yeah.
No, it's still in their blood. These are blood shedders, blood eaters.
That's right. That's right.
When they get a chance to crucify, this is what they mean by crucifixion. We have so as a ritual, this is where you get the Christ from. When you participate in that ritual, you are participating in the ancient ritual of killing, mutilating, blaspheming, all of this. This is what a whole gang of people have been part of unknowingly of us down the line as we get older. Right inside. Because you of what you could have understood. Just went along with it. At young, we always question, why do I got to do this? But you was told so much, don't question or just do this, and you didn't want the ending results, which was a whooping or a repercussion. So we followed orders. But as you get older, if that continues just following, you're gonna get to this point right here where you feel crucified. And this is called misery. People are experiencing misery because of this doctrine. This is a doctrine to help you understand how to now take in wrong knowledge as right. Because we know it's right that no one should die. And this is why nobody should die. They have the right to crucify him according to their law.
That's right.
So when we come back to law, is the law that is running society today, is it any relation to the law of what Jesus was bringing? Meaning the divine law. Have y'all heard of the divine law? See? Some goodness is going around.
Right on.
See, because back in the day, no one knew the divine law like y'all do. And y'all going to bring a very intention to this world. And this world is going to be chained and affected by something y'all do.
Yeah.
So now when we're talking about the law, the divine law, this is why we haven't been loving to each other.
Yeah.
We haven't been truthful to each other.
That's right.
This is why we don't have peace.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't have freedom, none of these things can reside within us, and we can't be a beautiful family in a community. If we don't have teachers based in harmony, based in love, and not judging and afflicting, but a place where we can be ourselves, through our flaws, while we mature and grow into the better perfected being that we all came here to be.
Right.
You came here to be perfect, and this time is the best time to get it right, because all truth is here. Y'all are the better generation that's supposed to have the knowledge of all things in the universe.
That's right.
There is nothing y'all are not going to know, and therefore y'all only go. No one else can tell you who is to be wise. If y'all can learn how to be wise, you will be yourself. This is the key for all of us. But the children have a better shot. They haven't been contaminated.
That's right.
And they can easily forget things. But older you get, the harder it is to forget. Because we haven't picked up how to. When they ask you when you was young, what did you want to be?
Yeah.
A response as we get older should be to be wise.
Right on.
And that covers all.
Right on. I just want to say one thing in verse 2. It said, Jesus himself was of the true blood. True blood. That's important, y'all. See, over here in this country, what they call the USA, it's still North America, but somehow we done forgot about North America and not just the United States of America in all 50 states. It ain't nothing else. They call this the melting pot, which means that you can do anything you want, mix blood mixing, race mixing, anything you want. That's not. But this is what they preach, teach, and promote. And it's pointed out that Jesus was of the true blood of who? The Canaanites. That was the dark-skinned, melanated people. There ain't no color in this uniform. And shades of olive. So I just want to point that out about the true blood, because see, it's a lot of blood, and when we do that, leaving your true identity, and you're mixing it up, and now you got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, huh? Why he keyed in? He gonna see. Now, can you imagine teaching baby the right thing from a start, and he can't do nothing but right, man.
Ain't no imagine.
He ain't gonna have all this foolishness in him.
You gotta do it, I'm telling you. That's it.
He ain't gonna be good to go. And that's why when I found out with my second son, which is Shari, I was a little bit more advanced in truth and knowledge. That's why I gave him the name that he had. Sharif means honorable and noble. Zaki means pure and intelligent. Somebody wrote in the Bible say you ain't nothing but sinners, born a sinner, die a sinner, filthy rags. Let me ask you a question to all that. If your divine creator is pure and he's divine, you think he's going to treat something the filthy in a sinner? And he's divine with divinity? That don't make no sense to me. Somebody not lying. That's all I'm going to say to that.
In Europe had peace for a long time until Muhammad the First came upon the scene and fulfilled the works of Jesus. The holy teaching of Jesus was to the common people from under the great pressure of the hands of the unjust, that the rulers and the rich would not oppress the poor. Also, that the lion and the lamb may lay down together, and neither would be harmed when morning came. These teachings were not accepted by the rulers, neither by the rich, because they lived the principles of the Ten Commandments. Through the 10 Commandments, the rulers and the rich live while the poor suffer and die. The lamb is the poor people, the lion is the rulers and the rich, and through love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, all men are one and equal to seek their own destiny and to worship under their own vine and fig tree, after the principles of the holy and divine laws of their forefathers. Mm-hmm. All the nations of the earth in these modern days are seeking peace, but there is but one true and divine way that peace may be obtained through love, truth, peace, freedom, being taught universally to all nations and all lands.
Okay, and that's the divine way. So if we see what's going on today, we return all we see is war. That ain't peace. Dropping bombs and letting it go. That ain't no justice. That's a man. It's in all the land. In the madman, you notice him, he don't want no peace on earth and goodwill to all men. The poor man want to live too. He has a family. Just because he don't have no money rich, he have a right to life. But no, let's come and take his children. They got what they call defect. They set a program now what they call defect, and if you ain't careful, defect will come take your children. How about that? Didn't give birth to them, but they have the power like Rome to come take your children. And right today, if you spat a rod to one, they slide behind your back, dial 911. They you better not have a marker. You go to jail. The parents go to jail. And by the way, those who take your parents off to jail, now The parents gone and ain't nobody left but the children behind now. Now the lions can really eat him up because his protector is gone. This is the system that they're set in place, and that's why all this turmoil going on now with the children and the parents. It's because of the system that they got set up to ruin your life and your family. And I just learned something the other day that if you have a birth certificate, you're a slave to them. If you got a social security number, you're a slave to the government. And how many people have social security number and don't even realize what was read? And my son read it in Jumar this past Friday. You see how slick Willie is. He'll pull the wool right over your eyes and you don't even know what's going on. They want to slap a social security number on him right over. You got a social security number. And anytime you transact business, I noticed today they ask for 2 numbers. Transacting business, if you're trying to get money, anything, you hit these little button, they ask for your PIN number and they ask for the last 4 digits of your social security number or your tax ID number. Nothing else asked for. If that ain't a system set up to rob you blind out on the ways that they got going on here, that ain't the divine way. I'd rather just stay home, be back down in these woods and country to myself than to be amongst all this crowd and no peace. Because my fingertip, if you live in, that's what you're gonna have here. They fussing and fighting all the time. Just like you fuss and fight, you can be with love and peace. Which one you so choose to be or do? What will your action be? Let it be good. Let it be good. We got 2 well good readers here. Man, and y'all might not believe this here, but with K.O.S, I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm a better reader now than I was. I can read better now than I could when I was in school. And that's the truth. And we have lesson on Jumar, which is Friday. That's the day that man came into his, and we respect that day to the highest. Fridays at high noon, 12 o'clock, and we have studies on Sunday at 11. And I've learned more in the last 13 years than I learned in my whole 60 years. Now think on that a little bit now. 60 years in the last 13. And next month, May 3rd, I'll be off meat, being a carnivore. I'll be off meat for 13 years, y'all. Boy, I can't tell you how good I feel, how my system and everything is just flowing like a river. And ain't but one disease that's blockers. When stuff stopped up, here and there, you got an ache here, you got a blockage going on. You got an ache back there, head, is a blockage going on. Something ain't circulating. Something can't get through. Yeah, I can't get through, or your blood can't get through, it's gonna knock at the door. This is what's going on, y'all. About the person, you're gonna have a whole lot of trouble. Get where your nose stop if you can't hardly breathe. See how little that is. See? But that's it. That's all I gotta say.
10 more minutes. I'll just begin by asking the adults in the room. The purpose of our lesson today was covering misery.
Mm-hmm.
We ended on love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all feel that the world will become a better place through what we have now, misery, or through love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice?
Good question.
Because it's on us. It's not on the babies, it's on the children.
That's right. That's right.
They look and turn to us as the first example.
Mm-hmm.
Could we violence? Could we stop the domestic violence? Children in harm?
Yeah.
And adults letting it go on?
Yeah.
And consenting and letting things go forward from the unknown to the known.
Yeah.
All for a piece of change. We done heard we'll do something for a piece of change.
Mm-hmm.
But if we want to change our life, not only for ourselves, but for our generations to come, for our children, children's children's
Mm-hmm.
children,
Beautiful.
this won't stop, y'all.
It won't.
But if we live the way of love,
Mm-hmm.
live the way of peace, is the equation that is the equal. That is our formula for success.
That's right.
These are holy teachings that the rich and the rulers do not respect.
Mm-hmm.
They don't respect. It says what they respect, the 10 commandments.
Mm-hmm.
But holy teachings and holy poor, and that the poor can suffer.
Yeah.
But for the sake of understanding yourself as a child, and when you was a child, you wanted to be understood, and you was not understood. And now that it's your chance to be that which was not a child, now you have a chance to understand what they going through because you went through it.
Mm-hmm.
Misery is a dangerous friend.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a virus.
It is.
And it loves company. It can't sit alone.
Mm-hmm.
It loves bringing people down.
Mm-hmm.
It loves making distinctions.
Yeah.
It loves putting people in different places.
Mm-hmm.
The behavior we have to understand is bigger than what we all can see. And this is something we have to know and understand. If we don't know and understand, then it's been overlaid on us. We're gonna always win. They're not instinctual. Your instincts is purity. And with purity, we shall not want for anything.
That's right.
If we return to our purity and be pure as you are, this is where all the children will be saved. They are saved through the magnificent work of love that people can't define today. Love, let me help, is divine.
It is.
It's something, it don't belong to humans. We're here in the same generation, like school, sophomore, junior. When we talking life, that's a big yearbook, y'all. That we all was able to live in the same existence together, like we went to the same school. And we here to leave history.
That's right.
Just like we left history in them schools, in that yearbook, best dressed, best this, best that, best this, best that. Hey, so it's the same here. We're leaving a trailblazer back to the upper room of people.
because we do know this for a fact that we're not seeing no love today, no truth, the wrong truth. We don't have peace. Talking about going and making peace in other countries. We don't even have peace over here. You heard what she just said. Somebody got shot. How many people were killed? KJ was killed at the school. And nobody did it. He killed himself, rolled himself up in a bag, and the case closed. This is what the Justice Department said. See, this is what's going on here. Second, freedom and justice. How could you have a Department of Justice and don't have no justice? Or does it mean just us? Justice and just us. Oh, that's what it is. Now, your true meaning of justice is rights only. Four minutes. Anybody got anything they want to say?
No, sir.
I don't, my man. No, I don't.
I just want to bring back to what the girl was speaking on. I think it's KJ.
Yeah.
Uncle Sharif and myself walked those halls.
Same school.
And if it wasn't for truth that he put within our parents,
yeah,
we made it out of it.
Yeah.
But those were pure evil people that did that to harm someone else.
Yeah.
As they said, crucified Jesus Christ.
Mm.
They crucified him.
They did. And then did like Rome,
And
covered it up according to their law.
Yeah.
Holy.
Was that holy? Was that love?
Thank you. Thank you.
No. That's why those that love you,
Mm-hmm.
this one, those that love you care.
That's right.
They want to do what's positive for you.
Mm-hmm.
Under divine law.
That's right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Close on that remark right there.
Mm-hmm.
In the name of the divine creator. Salam Wadu.
See ya.